Hello, everyone. Wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Broden Plays Video Games. I don't know why I said welcome back. This is the first episode in the series Pillars of Eternity, and I am excited to play it. I haven't actually recorded for a little bit. I have been on the road, I've been a little bit busy, but I am excited to get back into recording now. So, what we're going to do with Pillars of Eternity is we're going to start a new game. But forgives a few mistakes in combat. Is not recommended for newcomers for real time. We're going to go ahead and play normal mode. Trial of Iron. Only one save file is kept for the entire playthrough. If the player is killed, the file is deleted, and you must start again. This option can't be changed in mid-game. We're playing the Trial of Iron, for sure. I am all about it. So if we die, we start all over. So let's try not to die, because that would be bad. So this game is it's an interesting game. It kind of has like the Diablo 3 look to it, but it also has gameplay elements from games such as Baldur's Gate and the like. So I'm excited to play this game. There's a really cool story behind it. Everything is just really cool about it. So camping in the wilderness requires camping supplies, which may be purchased for a variety of stores. If you don't have access to camping supplies, most inns have inexpensive rooms for rent. All right, that is exciting. And it is loading, which is not as exciting.
Five wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
All right, there we are. There's the story for you. So we've fallen ill. Let's see what we can do to make ourselves better, if anything. All right. So let's choose a character. You know, for the purpose of this Let's Play, I'm going to go with a male. I am going to go. Oh, look, it's Avatar. Dwarf, Elf, Orlan. Orlans are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-tone skin, and hirsute bodies, Orlans are commonly found in Irglanfoth. Oh my goodness, if you hold it down, it'll tell you about it. That is crazy. There's a lot of detail in this game. The Exameter plains and parts of the Durwood. They are known for their mental intensity and quickness. Alright. Godlike. Ooh, dexterity plus and intelligence. Dexterity and perception. Might, dexterity -1 plus constitution. Might +2. Resolve +1 and might +1. I want to go with a normal human. That seems good to me. Click next here. Meadowfolk. Once per encounter, 5 seconds after being reduced to 50% endurance, folk temporarily gain bonuses to accuracy and damage. So each one of these will have that. Okay, we'll be Meadowfolk. That kind of looks like me anyway. And what will I like to be? Constant recovery. Fighters continually regenerate endurance at a moderate rate during combat. You have athletics, lore, and survival, endurance, health, endurance, accuracy, and deflection. Most of those high, very high. Okay, what's a cipher do? Low, low, average, high. So deflection is high, but recent discovery in the Eastern Reach, ciphers were once called mine hunters by the Glanfathans. Ciphers have the ability to directly contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche, using an ally's or enemy's essence as the focus of their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of the technique have spread throughout the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time, but are generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated. Ciphers can directly target allies and enemies with powerful soul-focused effects. These powers cost focus, which ciphers build up through their use of Soul Whip. Huh, that's interesting. It's different, and I kind of like it, but I'm not sure what other classes there are here. So let's... I know what a druid would be. I know what a monk would be, and a priest, and a rogue, and a ranger. Paladin is probably someone who heals and also fights. Paladins are martial zealots devoted to a god, a ruler, or even a way of life. They can be found in any culture where a fanatical group of like-minded individuals have formed a warrior society dedicated to advancing their cause. Among those aligned to their worldview, paladins are viewed with respect and admiration, if a bit of fear. Many paladins hold leadership positions in armies and mercenary companies, but in the heat of battle, their fanaticism often overrules the chain of command and common sense. So faith and conviction. Paladins have an inherent bonus to all of their defense. Over the course of the game, the value of this bonus may shift based on the reputations the paladin gains relative to the behaviors that are preferred by his or her order. High, high, average, very high. I kind of like that. The reason why I like that is because I don't want to die. Low, low, very high, low. Accuracy is very high. Priest. Priests are devotees of the deities and practitioners of religious magic. Let's see. Generates a modest amount of endurance for allies around the priest. Any enemy vessels caught in the area take burn damage and may be frightened. Over the course of the game, the power of this ability may shift based on the reputation the priest gains. Priests have access to a variety of support and some offense-oriented spells. Every 2 levels, priests automatically gain access to an additional set of spells. Initially, their spells can be cast a limited number of times per rest. As priests gain power, their weaker spells eventually shift per encounter use. Low, very low, very low, low. Ugh. Monk. When monks have no weapons equipped, their unarmed attacks are exceptionally powerful and continue to decrease in damage as they gain levels. As monks are damaged, their pain generates wounds. Wounds can be used to power many of the monk's special abilities. High, very high, very high, very high. I like that. Druid. So, Spirit Shift. All druids have mastered one animalistic form. These forms give the druid strong melee abilities and grant an additional power while the druid is shifted. Druids have access to a variety of offensive and some supportive-oriented skills. Alright. Low, low, very low, high. What's a chanter? But in most parts of the world, they are just time-honored part of local. All chanters can continuously speak chants made up of magical phrases. Phrases produce passive effects and help build a chanter's power until they can use an invocation. Powerful magical effects that chanters can create after they have spoken a required number of phrases through their chants. Low, low, average, very high. Well, I am most interested in Druid. Let's see. Do I want to shapeshift into a bear, a boar, a cat, a stag, or a wolf? I like a cat. Alright. So, we want might. Highly recommended for Druid. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Intellect. Highly recommended for Druid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Resolve, recommended for Druid. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go ahead and put 1 more point in Intellect and 1 more point in Might. There we go. I think that's going to be okay. So, Resolve +1, Dexterity +1, Resolve +1, Intellect +1, Constitution +1, Might +1, and Perception +1. Might +1. Constitution +1. Intellect +1. I like the intellect +1. Let's go with that. Oh my goodness. You've learned your life amongst the nobility. You've lived your life amongst the nobility. Your days have been marked by lavish meals and extravagant parties. Man, there is a lot to go into creating a character here. Stealth survivor, athletics mechanics, lore mechanics, colonists, survival +2. I like survival. All right, so colors. Oh, okay, so the colors of the equipment here. Let's do blue. Secondary, black. Skin, yeah. Hair, black, yeah. Facial hair, I don't have any facial hair at the moment, so that looks good. Head. That looks a lot more like me. Hair. Actually, this hair looks fine for me. Alright, continue. Yep, that looks fine.
Huh?
I like that. Enter name. Broden. There we go. This is me. The Gilded Veil. New quest. Alright, I was taking a drink. Today's drink is Mountain Dew. Delicious. So, the caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you are planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Veil's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks over you.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
He nods in your direction. Sparfle nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those runes?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depend on their individual personality and attitude. Perfect. Who did build
Got
those
different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
runes? Is it dangerous?
Not
out
if you
here?
hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
What kind of weather do they get out
This
here?
time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
What are these huge rocks coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
You heard tell, huh? I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on an uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some spring berries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of Eora, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces available to you. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glanafan ruins, Odima has assigned Kaliska to help you. Kaliska is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party, starting with 1 at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members you'd like to include. To move selected characters, click anywhere on the screen where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. Like right here. Boom. All selected characters will path to their corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's option, select only that character. So an action bar is this guy right here.
Right.
Let's go find some berries.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go about their way. But others will have a larger conversation to explore. The merchant, Hyoden, has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He is transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
We might as well try.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Tell me about the Adir Empire.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed Saris and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
Why'd you move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raed Saris? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
Direwood is a formal Adir colony, so it seems like a good place to start, and as much as I admire the Red Kuran's work ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. Sounds reasonable enough. Let's see what you've got. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces, or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear at the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. I used to call it inventories, by the way. I thought that's what it was. So let's see. Anything that I might want here. Small shield, leather armor, potion of minor regeneration, lockpick. I think that we're good for now. Let's take a look at our inventory. So this gentleman has a Guad's Pledge. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad perils that plague the world of Eora. An aspect of the god Eothas, Gon represents the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Gon helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. Alright, so let's equip that. That seems nice. And then this is a... This tiny titanic pig has an otherworldly appearance that seems to be at odds with its endearing behavior. It follows you dutifully and requires nothing in return save companionship. Okay. Let's equip you as well. I like that. Little piggy. Gosh, little piggy. Look at him. He's so cute. He's just a pig. Ah. Okay, anyway, that is about the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. Da-da-da-da. See you guys next time as I save the game. Overwrite the save file. And there it goes. Perfect. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.